A couple was reviewing footage from their baby monitor one night. They say everything seemed normal. The baby was asleep. Nothing unusual, except this time. Did you catch it? If we take a closer look, there appears to be something right next to the baby's crib. It's hard to make out exactly what it is, but whatever it is, it seems to shift slightly, just before the baby reacts, and the reaction is almost immediate, as if the child is noticing something that isn't supposed to be there. The parents say there was no one else in the house that night, and there were no signs of forced entry or movement anywhere in the home. Strangely, the monitor didn't detect any additional motion after this moment. So, what exactly was standing there? Let me know what you think. Figures in the dark. This footage was captured by a security camera somewhere in a remote mountainous area. The exact location isn't known, but according to the original upload, the camera recorded something unusual late at night. At first, the road appears completely empty, but then something appears in the distance. Did you catch it? If we take a closer look, what appears to be a large animal can be seen moving along the road, followed by several smaller shapes that resemble dogs, or possibly coyotes. But there's something very unusual about the way they move. The main figure almost looks translucent, as if it's not entirely solid, and the shapes behind it seem to follow in a strangely synchronized way. And then, they're simply gone. So, what exactly was moving through that road? Let me know what you think. Something on the road. This video was recorded by a man driving alone on a dark road late at night. According to his account, his car suddenly began to overheat for no clear reason, forcing him to pull over and wait. After checking the vehicle and finding nothing wrong, he stayed inside, waiting for the engine to cool down. That's when something unusual happens. If you look closely, a figure can be seen standing in the distance, directly in front of the car. What's strange is that it doesn't remain constantly visible. Instead, it seems to appear only when the headlights flicker, becoming clearer with each flash. As the light continues to blink, the figure appears to get closer, step by step, without any clear movement in between. And within just a few seconds, it's suddenly much nearer to the vehicle. At this point, the driver panics, starts the car, and quickly leaves the area. So, what exactly was standing on that road? Let me know what you think. Not a dog. A rideshare driver says he captured this footage while driving late at night through a quiet street. At first, he thought he was simply looking at a stray dog walking along the sidewalk. But as he gets closer, something doesn't seem quite right. If you look closely, the animal's body does resemble a dog, but the head appears unusually shaped. There's something off about the proportions, especially around the face. As the camera gets nearer, the features become slightly clearer, and the face almost looks human. The driver says he was disturbed by what he saw and quickly continued on his way. So, what do you think that thing was? Something else was there. A young man says this started shortly after moving into his new home. Strange noises at night, subtle movements, and something about the mirror that never felt quite right. He claims he would sometimes catch shadows passing by, even when he was completely alone. But one night, he finally decided to record it. There are two mirrors facing each other, but in one of them, something appears that doesn't match the room. A shape, slowly forming in the reflection. At first, it's unclear, just a distortion. But then, it starts to resemble a face, not fully visible, not clearly human, but enough to feel completely wrong. The man says he lives alone, and that no one else was inside the house that night. So, what do you think was there with him? Something moved in the dark. A security guard says this was recorded while working a night shift inside a closed market. The place was empty, lights off, no one else inside. But then, he started hearing something, a noise coming from deeper inside the aisles. At first, everything appears normal, with rows of hanging clothes and mannequins standing motionless in the dark. But as he continues recording, something begins to feel off. If you look closely, one of the figures does not remain completely still. There is a clown mannequin positioned among the others, and its posture seems to change slightly as the camera moves. There is no one nearby and nothing touching it. Yet the movement appears subtle but noticeable. The man filming becomes visibly frightened and even loses his balance before the video suddenly cuts off. No further explanation was ever provided. So, what do you think actually moved there? Eyes in the field. This video was shared online after a man went out to check on his beehives in a quiet rural area. There was nothing unusual at first, just an open field, dry grass, and a transmission tower in the distance. But while looking around, he noticed something far away that didn't seem to belong there. So he pulled out his phone and began recording. At first, nothing stands out. It just looks like an empty field, with a patch of bushes near the base of the tower. But after a moment, something begins to take shape. A dark figure can be seen standing near the vegetation, remaining completely still while facing toward the person filming. What makes it even more unsettling is the shape of its head, where two horn-like forms can be distinguished, giving it an appearance that doesn't resemble any common animal from that area. It doesn't move, it doesn't react, yet its presence feels completely out of place within the scene. After being posted online, the video quickly spread, with some claiming it was staged, while others believe it may show something far more unusual. So, what do you think was standing out there? Don't turn around. A man is riding his motorcycle back home late at night after leaving a party in a nearby town when he notices a woman ahead of him, traveling alone on the same road without any lights. Thinking she might be in danger, he slows down and positions himself behind her to light the way. For a few seconds, everything feels normal as they continue riding through the dark, empty road. But then, something makes him pay closer attention. As they move forward, the woman suddenly turns her head, and in that moment, her face doesn't look human. The expression is unnatural, distorted, and completely out of place for someone calmly riding a motorcycle. The reaction is immediate. He loses control of the bike and crashes as the video abruptly cuts. The clip quickly spread online, with many questioning whether it was real or digitally altered. So, what do you think he saw that night? He was waiting for them. What you're about to see doesn't come from a full video. The original footage is said to be too disturbing, and only a few images have ever circulated online. A driver was traveling alone at night on a remote road when his headlights revealed something sitting in the middle of the path. At first, it didn't make sense, so he slowed down to get a better look, and that's when he realized what he was actually seeing. Right there, sitting in the middle of the road, was a man. He was shirtless, sitting cross-legged, completely still. But he wasn't alone. Around him, several large animals stood motionless, forming a circle. The man raised his hands and moved them slowly, as if performing some kind of ritual. There were no other people, no signs of activity, and no clear explanation for what was happening. The driver reportedly became overwhelmed and chose not to get any closer, slowly backing away before leaving the area. Only these images remain, and no further context was ever confirmed. So, what do you think he was doing there?